Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you a Melanie Martinez Speedpaint. Okay, so basically, recently I saw some comments under an Instagram post about Melanie, basically saying not to pay Globe Lamp any attention as she's been digging at Melanie recently. Nothing new there. These comments all said that Melanie romanticized various things from mental illness to drug use and infidelity in the songs Mad Hatter, Dollhouse, Sippy Cup, and Training Wheels. So basically, I'm just going to go through those and debunk them. First, I want to say that obviously Melanie's art is left to be interpreted however you like, but obviously there is a way that artists expect their art to be interpreted and ways that they don't. I'm going to explain the ways I interpreted these songs and the ways Melanie likely meant for us to interpret them. Before I get into this, I want to thank Phantom Dolly for doing this collab with me. We both chose songs from either the Crybaby era or the K-12 era, and I chose Teacher's Pet while she chose Gingerbread Man. Please head over to her channel when you finish this video, as she's been talking about Melanie's baby symbolism and how it's not sexual or any of your business what she does in the bedroom. Okay, so I want to establish the definition of romanticize. It's to deal with or describe in an idealized or unrealistic fashion, or make something seem better or more appealing than it really is. I also want to tell you something Melanie said in an Instagram post. She said her art is pop surrealism, and that if you can't understand that visual art has a deeper meaning and you only look at it for face value, you probably won't get my work. If you can't understand why someone would choose to bring up mental health, growing pains from childhood to adolescence, family issues, and other uncomfortable topics we never hear about in pop music, you'll probably just throw my music and art away as something that glamorizes mental health issues, even though most of the people that resonate with my work deal with these things on a day-to-day basis, and someone needs to be there for them. So here I am. If you have issues with my music and art and judge it so harshly to the point of making up your own reasons as to what my intentions were when making it, you should just stop watching it, because quite frankly, you just don't get it. That's on one of Melanie's posts over on her Instagram. That is a direct quote. Okay, so the first song I would like to go over, as it's brought up so much, is Mad Hatter. I'll go through the lyrics and try to explain how Melanie isn't saying that mental illnesses are great to have, as that's what many seem to think it means.
My friends don't walk, they run. Skinny dipping rabbit holes for fun. Popping balloons with guns. Getting high off helium. We paint white roses red. Each shade from a different person said this dream is a killer. Getting drunk with a blue caterpillar.
So here we immediately know that this is a reference to Alice in Wonderland, from painting the roses red to the blue caterpillar. This is just Melanie stating that her friends aren't quote-unquote normal. They don't walk places, they run because it's more fun, and they do weird things like skinny dip in rabbit holes. There isn't much to explain here, so onto the bridge. These lines are kind of just like, oh, this rhymes and sounds good. I don't think there's much meaning behind them, except it sounds edgy and looked creepy. It's just like surrealism, I guess. Okay, so what Melanie's saying here is that normal people, in quotes again, those who are all the same, it scares her, and that it's basically all carbon copies of each other, while the crazies make her feel normal. She fits in with them. Crybaby never had friends. She had bullies. I'm sure you've heard of the saying, if we were all the same, it would be boring. Well, Melanie is basically saying that the crazies are unique. They're different, and that scares society and other people, and so those who are normal might bully them. But she feels happy, safe, and sane with them, like she's not so strange just because she's not normal. Again, these words aren't actually saying she's actually crazy, like you think of your crazy elderly relative. No, she's just weird, she's different, and that supposedly makes her crazy to others. This song is about embracing yourself for who you are, not changing yourself for others just because they think you're weird. Have you ever had that friend who was totally random? Came out with the most random stuff and made you and all your friends laugh? That's what I think of when I hear this line. Or like when every little thing is funny and you and all your friends just can't stop laughing. Maybe your parent or a family member walks in, or one other friend who isn't in that state, and they're like, "What are you laughing at, you weirdos?" And you all just keep laughing hysterically. That's what I think of. You like me best when I'm off my rocker. I like it when all my friends are just laughing and messing around and being absolute weirdos.
Tell you a secret, I'm not alarmed. So what if I'm crazy? The best people are.
Melanie/Crybaby isn't scared about being unique or weird. She's okay with it. She's learned to accept herself. Others might look down on her for her behavior, but she's not bothered by it. She says, okay, so what? I'm okay with that. My friends will like me, and we have a good time. We laugh and have fun. And that is actually okay. Imagine all your friends were just boring. They didn't laugh at things like memes, for example. Weebs, those who like anime, were considered weird. Through a lot of my years in school, I was considered a weirdo myself. But that doesn't upset me, as I'm glad to be unique and different, and that's what Melanie is talking about. Self-acceptance. Not mental illnesses are fun. Did you know Melanie herself has anxiety? That's a mental illness. No one likes anxiety. She uses her own experiences in life and dealing with mental illnesses and portrays them in her art, but she never says it's awesome to have mental illnesses. Let's all be mentally ill. Alright, that was quite long. That was like 5 minutes long. Alright, let's move on to another comment I saw. This person said that Melanie stated multiple times that Crybaby is a fantasy version of herself. Fantasy, as in a romantic type way. No. This person is suggesting that she fantasizes about Crybaby, the child. But Melanie has stated multiple times that, yes, Crybaby is a fantasy version of herself. This is true. Fantasy as in, she's not real, but she's kind of like a persona, a self-insert, an illustrated version of herself. Crybaby is essentially Melanie's OC. She says that Crybaby is like her alter ego. The reason she's illustrated as a child is because of the artist, the toy-like sounds Melanie experimented with, and Mel's use of metaphors, adult scenarios in childhood situations with childish themes. Melanie didn't ask for the art at first by Chloe something, I can't pronounce her surname. It was actually originally fan art. Chloe designed the character, and Melanie liked her art a lot, so she asked for more illustrations. Melanie isn't fantasizing about Crybaby as a child, it's a fantasy version. This is just nitpicking, honestly, linking words in the same semantic field. I suggest heading over to Piper Sweeney's video, OMG, Melanie Sexualizes Babies, to learn about how Crybaby isn't actually a baby. This person then goes on to say that Sippy Cup is talking about how a mother murders her own child in a, and I quote, cutesy way. Dollhouse romanticizes drug use, alcoholism and infidelity, and Training Wheels, my personal favorite from the album, literally, in all caps, talks about Crybaby, the, all caps, child, having sex. So we're going to go through all of them in order of the album, so starting with Dollhouse. Of course, there are themes of infidelity, alcoholism, and drug use. I can't deny that. I don't really have to. But it's not suggesting it's a good thing. One of the lyrics runs thus. Everyone thinks that we're perfect. Please don't let them look through the curtains. This song was written before the Crybaby album existed. It was added as a part of Crybaby's story, but it was essentially a metaphor for how we view celebrities. They look so perfect, unflawed, like they could do no wrong, but you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. In Crybaby's world, it's about how their family appears perfect, but in fact, each family member is flawed. If I remember the storybook rhyme correct, it says something like, Mama's drunk while Daddy moans. Her brother her brother always comes home stoned. Wait, no. And in her picture perfect home, Mama's drunk while Daddy moans. Her brother always comes home stoned. She watches in her room alone. Something like that. If you look at the first line, it says in her picture perfect home. Also, another line from the song is, picture, picture, smile for the picture, pose with your brother, won't you be a good sister? Crybaby's mum wants to show the world that they're not, quote-unquote, picture perfect. Just don't let them see what goes down in the kitchen, because we're not that great. Melanie is doing the opposite of romanticizing these things. She isn't making infidelity appear appealing. Crybaby's mum cries and drinks because of this, causing her to neglect her children as her son's always smoking in his room. And he gets like 4 seconds of screen time in his cannabis room, but whatever, this is promoting drug use. She's not saying these are good things. She's saying appearances can be deceiving. If you've ever hidden your emotions like Crybaby felt like she had to, then you know what this is like. You put on a straight or happy face, but underneath, inside, it's all different. Want a video romanticizing drug use and alcoholism? Go watch literally any other pop music video. Also, this message of appearances can be deceiving continues into Sippy Cup, where she murders her child, and it's adorable, apparently. So, Crybaby doesn't die in this video, but her father and his mistress do, murdered by Crybaby's mom in a fit of rage when she's drunk. This is just storytelling. You can't really shame her for telling a story, but let's look at the lyrics.
Blood still stains when the sheets are washed.
What Melanie is saying here is basically, you can try and clean things away and dress things up, but they're still there. The first line reminds me of Macbeth. Thanks, GCSE English Lit. Lady Macbeth helps cover murders for her husband, but it comes back to haunt her while she's sleepwalking, and she can't make her hands clean of blood, even though there's no blood anywhere. The blood represents her guilt.
Kids are still depressed when you dress them up.
This is so self-explanatory. If your kids are miserable, putting them in a clean outfit and doing their hair isn't going to make them happy, but it might put on a mask, a front, going back to Dollhouse where they want to appear perfect. Other people will think, oh, look at that little perfect child, even though inside they're sad.
And syrup is still syrup in a sippy cup.
Just because you put alcohol in a child's cup doesn't mean it's not alcohol. It appears innocent though. I think I know the rhyme for this song. It's something like, she watches mama sip a drink from a sippy cup that's pink. Because of that you'd never think that she'd pass out beneath the sink. This song isn't about murder at all. The video is, but the songs aren't, and if you heard the songs first, you wouldn't think, oh, this song is about murder. No, it's just about putting on a show, making one wrong move, and everyone will know. Anyway, it's about how appearances can be deceiving.
He's still dead when you're done with the bottle.
Crybaby's mom is drunk when she murders her cheating husband, but when she's sober, he won't come back. He's dead. And she will realize that, and probably drink the memory of murdering him away. I guess what I'm saying is that you can try and cover things or pretend they don't exist or never happened, but these things did happen, they are there, and eventually you will crash back to reality. The rest of the lyrics are mostly edgy storytelling about how Crybaby's dad is a bad guy. Go to Genius to see the meaning of these lyrics. Melanie is also dressed as an angel throughout parts of the video. When I saw this at like the age of 14, I did think, oh hell no, she did not just kill Crybaby. But upon research, I found that Melanie actually spoke about this and said it's not Crybaby that dies, but her innocence. Anyway, I want to move on to training wheels. This song is not about sex. Not really. You can see it that way, but there's absolutely nothing explicitly stating Crybaby wants to have sex with Johnny. No. This song is a sequel to the song Soap. Some of the lyrics are, God, I wish I never spoke, and the rhyme is, she met a new boy filled with hope, she said too much and always choked, and I don't remember the rest. The idea is that Crybaby wants to talk about her feelings with Johnny. She wants them to talk about their relationship, but she doesn't know how to, and she's unable to tell him without being weird about the situation and feeling like she said too much. Training Wheels is the sequel, as I said, and the opening lyrics are,
Riding down, my hand on your seat the whole way round. Carry band-aids on me now, for when your soft hands hit the jagged ground. Wheels aren't even touching the ground. Scared to take them off, but they're so worn out. Promise I won't push you straight to the dirt. If you promise me you'll take them off first.
His training wheels are his guard, which he's left up. He doesn't want to talk about his feelings. There are walls around him. She's saying she doesn't want to hurt him, she just wants to talk. She won't push him straight to the dirt, or essentially force him to talk about anything in too much depth, if he at least tries to let his guard down and not be so closed off. The band-aids are for when his sensitive little self can't take too much, when his hands hit the jagged ground, when her words become too much and he struggles to talk. He hesitates to talk to Crybaby, but she's there to comfort him. So in the chorus it says,
Wanna ride my back with you, fully undressed, no training wheels left for you. I'll pull them hard for you.
Okay, no, Naja, this is definitely sex. She literally says she wants to ride undressed. That's what you might be thinking. But no, not what it means. If you've ever felt naked even when you've been fully undressed, then you know it just means you feel vulnerable. You know when people say, I felt naked, or that dream that people have when they're naked at school is a fear of like being too vulnerable or sensitive. You feel like everyone can see you for what you really are and you have no defense. Crybaby wants an open relationship with Johnny, where they can both make themselves vulnerable towards each other and not be closed off. She doesn't actually want to ride naked. That would be very uncomfortable. She wants them to take away their defenses and just say everything and anything about how they feel about each other. I did go to Genius to see what others had to say and found this. She wants them to be bold and not hold anything back, to be metaphorically bare and naked in each other's presence, all of their insecurities laid out, which is exactly what I'm saying.
Letting go, telling you things you already know. I explode, asking you where you want us to go.
Video-wise, this is Where Shall We Go on Our Bikes? Lyrically though, it's Where is this relationship going? Are we just going to be a fling?
You've been riding two-wheelers all your life. It's not like I'm asking to be your wife. I wanna make you mine, but that's hard to say. Is this coming off in a cheesy way?
Melanie has said this song is about moving to the next stage in your relationship. It's about commitment. Yes, it could be said that it's about wanting to be intimate, but it doesn't have to be seen that way, and it has nothing to do with children. It's just a love song. Crybaby wants to make him hers, but doesn't know how to say it. Okay, I've been talking for about 17 minutes. Hopefully I can cut that down. That is all I have to say. Melanie is not romanticizing mental illness, drug use, infidelity. She does not fantasize about Crybaby, the literal child. Crybaby is not having sex. That is not where this album is going, was going. It's just metaphors and edgy lyrics. Crybaby was not murdered in a cutesy way, and I hope this helps people to see that. If I sounded rude or anything, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention, but some of this can really get on my nerves when people are repeatedly like, oh my gosh, she's sexualizing babies, oh my gosh, she romanticizes mental illness. I respect you if you do think that that could be a thing, but when people deliberately use it as a way to send her hate, it really gets on my nerves. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the art. Thank you again to Phantom Dolly for doing this collab with me. Also, I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird. I always sound weird reading scripts, so just ignore that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.